If I proposed a law to you that allowed politicians to handpick who votes for them every few years, what would you say? Would you be confused, nervous, wondering why I would suggest such a crazy thing? Well, the imaginary law I described isn't as crazy as it seems. In fact, it's not far off from how our congressional districts are drawn today. Congressional maps are redrawn every 10 years, and recently our home state of Alabama has been under fire for the way they drew their map. Today, we're going to talk all about congressional districts and why they matter. First, we'll learn what congressional maps are. Next, we'll discover why Alabama had to redraw its map. And finally, we'll bring it back to what's happening today and learn how these seemingly boring maps affect you every single day. So, to understand congressional maps, we really need to define them. Congressional maps are a map of districts that divide every state to help determine how many representatives go to the House of Representatives. It also works for state legislators, such as the state Senate, and more. Most of the time, state legislators are actually in charge of drawing the lines, and the legislator will draw up a map. It has to be passed just like any other bill, and it is redrawn when the census comes out every 10 years. This is to ensure that the districts match up proportionately to the population of the state. Sounds like a pretty straightforward process, right? Well, just like anything else in government, things get messy. So let's learn about why Alabama was legally required to update theirs. In the 2020 publication of the Election Law Journal, authors Powell, Clark, and Dubé state that since the early 1800s, partisans and state legislators and redistricting commissions have been drawing the boundaries of congressional districts in order to win elections by splitting and grouping populations to promote their chances of victory, a process commonly known as gerrymandering. So, in June 2022, Alabama was accused of gerrymandering. The United States Supreme Court ruled that the new districts were illegal because they broke the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and weakened black populations by drawing only one district with a black majority. This doesn't make sense because according to an article from the Legal Defense Fund in 2023, black citizens make up around 27% of Alabama. Therefore, the Supreme Court ruled that Alabama had to redraw its lines to address this issue. However, Alabama didn't exactly comply. So in 2023, Alabama redrew the map again, but according to AL.com, Democratic lawmakers in Alabama noticed that it still did not address the problem because there was still only one black majority district. Republican lawmakers ignored their concerns and passed the new map in July of 2023. Today, the court was obviously mad that they did not follow instructions and appointed a special master to redraw it. Alabama currently operates under a map that the appointed special master drew, but the League of Women Voters reported in 2023 that many politicians in Alabama are still not happy about this map, feeling like it was forced. We've covered a lot today, including the definition of a congressional map, why Alabama had to redraw, and what's happening today. In conclusion, redistricting is important to learn about because it affects every single American, regardless of the state they live in. I encourage you to find out what district you live in, who represents you, and how your state draws its districts. By simply staying informed, you can help protect yourself and others from disenfranchisement across your state and the country.